Hey, good evening, everyone. How are you? Um, I was having some technical difficulties once again, but it's fine. I'm here. I made it. Um, and the topic, good evening. The topic this evening is going to be the many faces of sisterhood. Um, People, we all have different definitions to sisterhood. It's not always blood related. So, hi, Tanya. How are you? So, we're going to talk tonight, Tanya, about the many faces of sisterhood. And I started out by saying that sisterhood is not just blood related. Yes, the many faces of sisterhood. I mean, I don't know if you think about it much. I never really thought about it, but then you think about how, um, how, you know, sisterhood shows up in your life. Again, it's not always blood related. You know, um, right now I am I have two sisters right now that I'm talking to. Ah, okay, that's a good point, T. Um, her closest sisters. Okay, my closest sisters aren't in blood, but they are my sisters in my heart. Okay, see, that's what I mean, right? So, you think about how many people, in particular women, have crossed your path and you've had relationships with, and it was never something that you felt like, oh, like we sisters, we tight. Um, you know, it's definitely a thing to say, that's my sister. That means a lot to people. Some people who are only children, that means a lot to them. But some people, you just never know how you touch them in a way, and it's just a vibe. Um, so for me, I do have blood sisters, but I also have people who are not blood related, and they are my sisters. They know that they can call on me at any time, and vice versa. I am there through thick and thin, and vice versa. They're amazing support. We can support each other in many, many ways. Um, it's just a vibe. I mean, I don't know if anybody else agrees. I see the last was comments. I see Tanya's comments. So they feel the same way. Most of their friends or most of the people that they consider to be sisters aren't even blood related. And that's a big deal. My oldest sister, she has plenty of friends. She said, "Oh, that's my sister." They're not blood related, but they've been friends with this. She's been friends with this particular person, actually more than one person, since I was a kid, even before I was born. So technically, yeah, that's your sister. They know your whole family. But then what's important? You can say sister, brother, whatever. But like we're talking in particularly about sisters today. Are they still giving that same vibe when it gets rough, or are they leaving you high and dry? Are you still getting the sister vibe? Or are they like, oh yeah, we sisters until the crap hit the fan? Um, you know, That's a question you ask yourself, because if it's real, it's real. You know, you want to make sure that the energy that you're putting out, the love you're putting out, the attention you're putting out, and you're making them a priority, that you're getting the same thing back. Because I'm there 1,000%, but if I need something, and it may not be something all the time, it may be, I'm having a bad day, or, something didn't go well at work, just like I would pick up the phone and say, hey, sis, what's going on? Or, hey, so and so, what's going on? You want to check on them. Are they checking on you? Do you feel that do you feel the same type of love? You know what I'm saying? Because when you call somebody a sister, this is not just, you know, just something to say. When I was when I was young, I used to say, "Oh, that's my sister for play play." This is not play play, sister. This is like my sister. This is somebody I know that I can say, okay, you invite them into your home. They know your family. This is, this is a serious, this is something serious. This is not, this is definitely something serious. It's not something that's for play play. So you want to make sure that when you are having these, you know, conversations, yes, it is reciprocated. Exactly. Exactly. I think about, I have many, many sisterhoods. Yes, I have blood sisters. I have my tribe sisters. Then I have my sorority sisters. So I have a lot of sisters, which I'm grateful for. But besides my tribe sisters and my sorority sisters, you know, I have, you know, work sisters. But my work sister has become my, you can't tell me that she's not my blood. So, you know, it's and it's definitely reciprocated, It's it's good to know that when the crap hits the fan, or even when you just, sometimes you just want to cry. There's no rhyme or reason to it. You just need that support. You need that space to be who you are. And this person that you call sister, allows you the grace and gives you the space to be you with no judgment. And that's what you want. You don't want to be judged. You want to be able to be you. And this is what, sisters are. You're supposed to be able to be yourself, not say, oh, it's not, it shouldn't be a show to put on for anybody. Because if, I'm your sister, that means you love me for Lee. You love me for me. It is a release. I agree, Tanya. It is a release. And it's important to know that, you need to be able to be yourself and with everyone. It shouldn't be um, that, you know, it's only done because of this or because of that. It should be, genuine. So, you know, Tanya, what are your sisterhoods looking like? The last one, what are your sisterhoods looking like? What do you, what is your definition of sisterhood? How many people do you know that you can say, this is my sister? I've gained a whole lot of sisters in my sisterhood, and I'm thankful for it. Having a sisterhood, has it been amazing? Has it, you know, what has it done for you? Or what have you done for them in that matter? Um, you know, it's important to, just let people know you care. Sisterhood sometimes it's not even a whole conversation. It's just watching a movie together, or sending a card in the mail saying I'm thinking about you, you know, or giving a gift card, or a Zoom call, or just a conversation over the phone. I mean, it can run the gamut because it depends on what your definition of sisterhood is. It's not something that you have to work hard at. It comes natural. And that's what I'm talking about. See, the vibe with me and T, natural. The vibe with me and D, natural. I'm actually shortening the women's names. So yes, the vibe with us it's natural. It wasn't forced. It wasn't pushed. It was all natural. If you come in to the live, please let me know your high matters. If you catching it after the fact, put hashtag replay. But all are welcomed. We can definitely keep the conversation going. Just let me know you're here so I can acknowledge you. You can join into this fun at any time. Exactly. Yes, they will call you on your ish, Tanya. Yes. Yeah, see? And that's what it is. It's important. It's important. So, yes, I'm quite sure I'm surprised that you just realizing at the last one that you have so many. You are amazingly loved. This is not this is not you know, this is definitely real. Real, real, real. No if, ands, or buts about it. Because you're genuine. If you weren't genuine, it'd be different. But you know that this is all good. Like our tribe is amazing. And you think about, our tribe and all the different facets of it and all the things that every individual has gone through or may still be going through. We still find time to show up for each other and surround each other exactly with love and let them know, it's real. It's real. Definitely it's real. Exactly. Love for D and love for Amory. Exactly. Exactly, T. And it feels good to know that you're not alone. It's nothing worse in this world to think that you're alone. And the love from your sisterhood to let you know, all right, it may seem rough, but I got this. And that's important. It's important to know that, you have a support team supported, and it's a good thing to have. You never want to be a person that doesn't have any support. You don't want that to be what it is for you, because that's, that can be hurtful at times. No, we're not alone. We're not alone. We're doing this together, and we support each other, and we loving on each other. And you're right, Tanya, when you are, doing wrong, call you on your ish. That's just what it is. But that's what a sister does. That's what a sister does. It's not about everything is not always peaches and cream. And it doesn't mean that there's a conflict. It just means that, we're not seeing eye to eye, and that's okay too. It doesn't mean that I don't love you. It just means that we're not seeing eye to eye, and that's okay, and that should be okay. You know, there's a time and a place for everything. We should know that, and we should also know that, letting each other know that we love them, letting each other know that, you know, um, I got your back, and that's a big deal. It's an old saying, but it's a true saying. I got your back. It's not proper English, but I got your back. And I keep repeating it because people say it all the time. I got your back. I got your back. And that's just saying I support you. I'm riding with you. We on this thing to the wheels fall off. You know. And it's been a long time since you've probably heard that statement as well. We will ride this thing to the wheels fall off, right? But it's a true statement when it comes to people that you value, they value you, you respect one another, and it's an amazing time when you get together. What? Oh Lord, the last one. Where's your computer? But that's fine. Oh D, do what you have to do. Just use your computer. But, you know, it's always good to know that you have someone in your corner, that you have someone you can pick up and, call at a moment's notice. Because I call Tanya every day. I call the last one every day. People probably think I don't have. I make, people make time for what's important to them, and I make time to call Tanya, and I make time to call the last one, and it doesn't matter what time of the day it is. If I'm thinking of them, I'm calling. Um, you know, I never, and I'm sorry that I don't. I'm not mindful of the time. My apologies for not being mindful of the time, but when people cross my mind, I call, and it's always good. It's not like there's many days that go in between because I literally talk to these women every day, hands down. I talk to Tanya and Delaspa, so. But it's always good to know that you can do that. When you look at the world and the state it's in today, yes. Look at the state of the world today. These people, things that's going on in the news just make me cringe. I just cringe at the fact that, this could be the new reality. I mean, we're getting over COVID, right? And now there's something else to worry about, which is a little scary. So it's important to be able to talk that stuff out, whatever it is for you. Some people have family there, so it's a bit much, but it's worth it, to have conversation, to just have someone talking about it. It's not it's therapeutic for people to talk about it. Yes, you are right. The world is in shambles. It's it's a thing, and we need to definitely continue to pray for all that needs praying, love on each other, and definitely be there as much as we can, if not all the time, for one another because it matters. It's important. But a sisterhood, to me, it builds like pride, and it builds like these bonds that are like sometimes unbreakable, which is really good. Like, a sisterhood, they say there's certain things that can make you or break you, but a sisterhood is never to break you. It's to help you grow stronger and build bonds that are everlasting. And not everyone understands, you know, what the term or the word sisterhood means. But if you think about it, you know, we were talking about the many faces of sisterhood, and those are the different facets of it, right? Sisterhood may show up differently for everybody. I had a sisterhood in nursing school, but well, I can't really say a sisterhood. I had a sisterhood and a brohood, right? Because it was eight of us in a class in this class. Yes, there were more, but it was eight of us that studied, and it was seven women and one guy, and we called ourselves the Magnificent Eight. But he wasn't a sister, right? But he was a brother, and he, showed up for us as we showed up for him. And it's great when we all have a mutual understanding and respect for one another, and then we can show up for each other in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I think that's a big deal, you know. And women, we are powerful in and of itself. We are powerful. We are, you know, I'll say it. We are sassy. We make moves. There's think about all the power women in the world. There's a lot of power women in the world making big moves, big moves, doing big things, and it should, to me, it's heartwarming. It lets me know that anything is possible, right? And if somebody tells you or anybody, yeah, you can do it. Tony tells me, Karen, you can do that. I'm like, well, yeah, I can do that. Why not? Why can't I do it? Right? You just need, it's always that sister to be like, yeah, no, you got this. Wow. See? And that's important. That is important for the few that were there to be able to support one another, which is the goal. You want to be able to support one another. You want to be able to, see? You want to be able to, and that's good. And they are your sisters. That's what I'm saying. See, that word you don't throw around very loosely. For people to get into that category, they have to have a space. You have to have allowed them a space in your heart. You know, my friend said something to me today. I don't even know this person, and I have never met her, but I love her. She was referencing another friend of mine, my sister. She was referencing a sister. And I got what she said, and I loved it because at that moment, that's what I needed to hear. So it's, to me, it shows a different dynamic of how awesome women are, and how we go to great lengths to make sure you know everyone is eating. I'm just not gonna eat, and we're out. That's like being out to dinner and you eating in front of your friend, right? Or rather your sister. That's not how it works. When I eat, you eat. That's pretty much how it goes. But other people don't live by those standards. They live by something else. And it's not always what's the best for women. Are amazing, Tanya. We are amazing. It's just amazing how we do what we do, and we still wear the many different hats. So you got the mother, you got the daughter, you have whatever your profession is. Um, and those are Those are what I said, mother, daughter, those are two, but there's many, many more. You know, there's many, many more that we definitely, we wear a lot of hats. And it's your sisterhood that keeps building you up like, oh yeah, okay, I got this. You got this. Yeah, you got this. Yeah, no, I was thinking that I wouldn't do this today. And they were like, oh no, you doing this. No matter how we got to do it, you're doing this. No matter what we need to say or do, you're doing this. That's what you need because 9 times out of 10, that's what you need that little push to be like, yeah, I got this. So there's an importance behind having a sisterhood. That's why I asked the question, well, not a question, it's a statement, the many faces of sisterhood. I don't think people realize there are many faces. They don't always have to look like ours to be a sister either. That part. It's not always about um the race. It's not about the race. If she fits the bill of a sister, then she fits the bill. But it doesn't mean that, you know, it sticks to one specific race because it doesn't do that. That it definitely goes through all barriers. There's no um, blocks when it comes to sisterhood. Sisterhood is what it is. Sisterhood, and a sisterhood is only as strong as its members, right? So if you work hard to keep your sisterhood going, if you work hard to make sure that everyone knows that you know you are here, you are available, it's not always about people coming to you to tell you, oh yes, we can do it this way, we can do it that way, because nothing in life is that easy. But anything worth having is worth working for. And if you want to have a sustainable sisterhood and a really good strong sisterhood, then you make sure that you get together. Exactly, exactly, Tanya. Tanya says that her sisterhood is a vibe and inclusive, and it should be. And it should be inclusive. There's no shades. That's right. You are right. And there's really no need for shade, right? It's just unnecessary. But, it's always good to say, you're my sister, and it has nothing to do with, like T said, it's all inclusive. All inclusive is important. There's a lot of people that don't feel included in a lot of things. So being inclusive allows them to feel heard, allows them to be seen, right? Which is always good. And it allows you to expand and grow mentally. So it's not always about, race and sticking together because of race. You know, it's more so about, you know, the vibe, the connection that you have with whomever it is. All right, ladies. So I'm not going to hold you. I just wanted to jump in and talk about sisterhood and what it means to but I will say, sisterhood for me, and Tanya, you let me know. There's a word that comes to mind for me when I think of sisterhood, and I think of grateful. You know, how I'm grateful for them and our bonds and everything that we do, everything that we share. How I'm grateful for that and what it brings to my life, and also what I bring to their life. Tanya, what about you? What word comes to mind when you hear the word sisterhood? Oh, well, thank you, T. I mean, it's a real topic, and we should celebrate each other more. It shouldn't have to be about a month. It should be something that we do all the time, because celebrating a person and what they did or did not do. You know, you celebrating a person like, oh, I did this, and no, I did not do that. So that a good outcome happened. So I'm so blessed by the sister I have, for the biological sister, and the ones I've been blessed with. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But what is so you're blessed? Your word is blessed. So my word is grateful and your word is blessed. Is that right, Tanya? Your word is blessed? Because mine is grateful, yours is blessed. I don't, the last word is working on some things right now. But, you know, it's important that we have, uh-uh, okay, it's important that we, recognize what it is that we have been given, right? So Tanya said that she's blessed to have her sisters. I said that I'm grateful to have my sisters. You know, it's important to have someone, and I'm glad that we're able to have each other and have each other others back. Um, it's important. It really is to me that it comes together and everybody is doing their best to be their best self. A sisterhood is hard, but it's worth it if that's what you want to do and you pride yourself on it. When you have a biological sister, you have differences, right? Because you're not her and she's not you. But also, those differences are what make you guys unique, unique to whomever your friends are. Because it's so strange. You can have a sibling that's very close in age to you, but still branch out to have other friends, right? You can be 20, your sibling could be 22, and you're like, oh, you too. I don't want to hang out with a 20-year-old, but it's only 2 year difference. But the first thing they'll say is mentally, right? Mentally, something is whatever something is mentally for whomever and what they're saying. So, I mean, but I'm so appreciative. Yes, exactly, exactly. It is a relationship that needs work. You need work. You have to work on any relationship that you have. You have to be willing to do that. And when someone's wrong, love on them and allow them to know, what you did was wrong, but, you know, I'm rocking out with you anyway. And that's pretty much what you want to be able to do. Rock out with them regardless because what else you going to do? If it's a 20-year friendship, what else you going to do? If it's a 10-year friendship, what else you going to do? You're just going to drop it? No. If it's worth having, you'll wait. And you don't just drop it. You keep going. All right, ladies. It is 27 minutes after. This is what I have on my clock. It was great talking to you. And I'm going to leave you with a quote. Gratitude shines light on today and brings clarity for tomorrow. I don't, you know, I'm going to say it again. Gratitude shines light on today and brings clarity for tomorrow. Tanya, do you have a quote that you can think of that you would want to leave them with? This, the listening world out there. I think the quote was, it makes you think. It makes you think, which is makes the world go around. Thinking is what makes the world go around. So I'm just giving Tanya a chance to type in her quote. Not quote, I'm sorry. Yeah, well, really a quote. If she has something. Mine was what I read. And if she does, she does. If she doesn't, that's fine too. So tonight we got, grateful, blessed, and a quote. Nope. Okay, that works too. That works too. So, again, gratitude shines light on today and brings clarity for tomorrow. I believe that that statement is very true, but I ask that you ponder that and see what it does in your spirit and how it moves you, propels you to make your sisterhood bonds stronger, to, this is true, you know, it's amazing to be able to be a part of anything, let alone anything with all women of African American women, which I think is amazing. So I say we keep pushing, you know, keep doing the work, keep showing up, and letting everybody know that we're here regardless to what many may think, right? So my time has come to say goodnight. I am thankful to you, Tanya. I am thankful to you, Delaspa, for always showing up for me as I do for you and being my sisters through and through, letting me know that it's okay to cry, letting me know that it's okay, you know, if you don't, if this is not working, let's try this, always, just letting me know you're there. And it's important, right? And it shows a lot and it means a lot, and I don't take it for granted. So that's why my word is grateful. I'm grateful for you, Tanya. I'm grateful for you, Delaspa. I'm grateful for anything that God brings my way through these women and how they are propelling me to greatness. I'm more than thankful, and I couldn't give you any more thanks than I just couldn't. So being grateful for it all and basking in it is what I can do. And I can do it in silence because, I'm not the one to go around telling everybody what I'm doing. So I can definitely do it in silence if that's what makes you happy. And when I say in silence, I don't mean never talking about you. I'm just saying that I take my gratefulness and I think about it, and I think about it in different ways and how it helps me through the day and helps me through my life. So on that note, I will bid you adieu and I will say good night. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow night. Bye.